Hey guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at the field of view and resolution differences between the TS25-256 and the TS19-256. These are both thermal cameras from AGM. Both of these scopes are nearly identical with the exception of the focal length of the lens up front. So we're going to take a look at some footage from 50 yards, 100 yards, 150 yards, and 200 yards. That way you can really compare the differences between both of these scopes and decide for yourself which one's going to work out better for the type of shooting that you do. So what I did is I set up both of these scopes along with my camera. And so you can see this is like an 85mm lens that I'm using with my camera. And I mounted the TS19 right next to the TS25. And right away, you can kind of see the difference in field of view. So the TS19 has a wider field of view. So that means you're going to see targets into your field of view sooner than with the TS25. So as I walk into frame here, the TS19 is going to pick up the heat signature first, and then the TS25 will pick it up after. Now, keep in mind, when you're looking through the eyepiece of either one of these scopes, you're looking at the same digital screen. It's a 1024 by 768 OLED display that you're looking into here. So in this image, the TS19 is actually scaled up a little bit in order to match the perspective. But in reality, if we look at a side-by-side comparison, I think that helps a little bit as well. So the TS25 naturally is going to have a higher base magnification. So you have a 3.5x base magnification with the TS25 and a 2.5x base magnification with the TS19. Now, one thing you'll notice as well is the TS19 tended to be a little bit brighter of an image overall. And I have a feeling the reason for that was because the thermal scope is always recalibrating the sensor in order to, find that range of heat that is in the entire image. And I think just because it was a wider field of view, it's catching a little bit more of the grass right here. And again, this was in the middle of the day that I did these tests. So I think it's just picking up some of the heat on the grass down here. And so it's just exposing, it has a little bit of a higher exposure than this one that's kind of more focused, where the majority is kind of on the brush in the background, the trees in the background. But overall, you can see you do have a little bit more detail showing up in the TS25. You just have a little bit more of a tunnel vision. Now, if we check out the 100-yard example, you can see the same thing. So, you can still pick out a person, no problem. Pretty much any target, you'll pretty much be able to tell what you're looking at here. But you also have to keep in mind, you're going to lose, you're not looking at a camera image. So you do have, especially with the 256 resolution sensor, which is being used in both of these. So these both have the same exact thermal sensor in them. So you're going to have some pixelation. This is really like your entry-level thermal scope. So again, we can see the TS19 has a wider field of view. The TS25 is a little narrower, but you do get a little bit more detail with the TS25. And if we look at a side-by-side, again, you see how you have that target coming into the frame a little bit sooner than the TS25. All right, so here's 150 yards, getting a little bit harder to distinguish your target. And here, I'll shut off the TS25 for a second. So here's the TS19, and here's the TS25. So a little bit of detail, more detail in the TS25 compared to the TS19. And here's the side-by-side. And finally, we have 200 yards. So I'm out at 200 yards. And you can definitely still pick up the heat signature and kind of understand what you're looking at. And the side-by-side, you do have a pretty small target, but 200 yards, you can still kind of make out what you're looking at pretty easily. Now at the end here, you can see in the very background here, kind of through the bushes, there are some people riding a bicycle. So right here, so they're at about 230 yards, again, through some bushes and whatnot. So, all right, guys, so that's the visual difference between the TS25 and the TS19-256 resolution thermal cameras from AGM. I'm going to do another video comparing these a little bit in more depth, kind of talking about their similarities and where they depart. The biggest thing, again, is going to be just that field of view and kind of resolution difference due to the base magnification. Now, if you'd like to purchase any one of these, you can check out my affiliate links in the description below. I've also got a playlist of some of my other AGM videos if you'd like to check those out. And that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.